هم يعني أكثر إشي قريبين على علاء أكثر إشي الأولاد يعني. نزل على فلسطين ب 2006.
لا تحمل هوية مقدسية، الوحيدة اللي بيستطيع إنه يزور الأراضي المقدسة. كان محب لبلده، يعني هو ولد هناك، كان يعشقها يعني عشق، يعني كان كل فترة لازم يزور الأقصى ويصلي فيه. كان يحمل هم الأمة الإسلامية، هم الأسرى، كان دائما يعني إنه بيفكر فيهم، بيحمل مسؤوليتهم، فكان يتمنى إنه نعيش هناك حتى يعني. فكانت آخر فترة إنه خلص إنه إن شاء الله إنه راح يسكن هناك، يجد عمل مناسب له هناك، فإنه نقيم هناك يعني كان إنه عم بقدم لنا أوراق ممكن إنه نستطيع إنه من خلالها إنه الذهاب إلى فلسطين. فهي كانت فترة بسيطة يعني بال2006، يعني ما استمر وجوده أقل من شهر يعني. كان يبحث فيها عن عمل، عن بيت متواضع يسكن فيه. فتمت اعتقاله يعني.
لأسباب اعتقاله اتهموا إنه منتمي لحماس، واتهموا إنه بيقتل إسرائيلي، وإنه بيحكي مع دولة معادية.
صعب إن نتلقى خبر اعتقال علاء كأم يعني تحمل مسؤولية 6 أطفال كانوا صغارا، يعني كان أصغرهم 6 شهور. إنه أحمل نبأ إنه والدهم أصبح أسير كان صعب جدا يعني على نفسه وعلى أطفالي وعلى العائلة كلها. كان يعني صعب يعني الشعور إنه كان مؤلم، لكن الحمد لله رب العالمين دائما أبدا صلتنا برب العالمين هي أقوى من كل شيء، هي يعني التي تمدنا بالصبر، تمدنا بالصبر. رسائل عن طريق البريد بخط اليد، هي فقط. بعدها تم إضراب مفتوح عن الطعام على من أجل فقط يعني التليفون، يعني كان ممنوع إنه يتصل معنا تليفون. استمر تقريبا 33 يوم لحد ما تم نقله إلى سجن آخر ممكن إنه كان يتواصل من خلاله. يعني هي سنة واحدة فقط تقريبا إنه مكنا من الاتصال بسماع صوته بعد 5 سنوات من اعتقاله.
كنت أزوره كل 6 شهور أنا مع إني حامل هوية المقدسية. أولاده ما زاروه، ما زار لا مرته ولا أولاده.
يعني علاء خاض 3 مرات، الثالث إضراب علاء بخوضه منذ فترة الاعتقال من أجل الحصول على مطالبه.
والله انعكس علينا، يعني وضع نفسيتنا تعبانة كثير، يعني دائما كلكلين على علاء وخايفين عليه. دهورت صحته علاء كثير، يعني وضعه صار سيء على علاء، يعني 6 شهور يعني تقريبا إنه مضرب عن الطعام.
أنا ريم علاء حماد، بفتخر ببابا لأنه سبب بإضرابه وما بيوقف عن إضرابه غير لما يوقفوا على الحقوق المادية.
أنا مريم، أنا يعني فخورة كتير ببابا، بتمنى إنه يطلع بالسلام إن شاء الله. أنا قريب هذا الإشي، يعني بتمنى إنه الدولة صامت ويحققوا له رغباته. جانب الصهيوني استغل هذا الوضع فبدأ بالضغط على علاء كافة الضغوطات التي تمارسه عليه من أجل فك إضرابه. هم يريدون أن يفك إضرابه دون أي حقوق، لأن حكومتنا بالمقابل لا تسأل عنه، لا يوجد أي مدعم خلفه يسند ظهره في هذا الإضراب. يتم نقل الأسير علاء من مستشفى إلى مستشفى بالرغم من الذي يعانيه من تعب ومشقة، أصبح بعد 6 شهور جسمه نحيل جدا لا يقوى على الحراك بأريحية. أصبحت القوات الصهيونية تنقله من مستشفى إلى مستشفى. وسيلة التنقل هي نفسها وسيلة صعبة في البوسطة. يتم تسليط المكيفات الهواء البارد على الأسير علاء للضغط عليه من أجل فك إضرابه. تقوم بوضع أشهر مأكولات أمامه وتناولها أمام الأسير علاء من أجل فك إضرابه أيضا. أصبح الأسير علاء إنه لا يرى أمامه فوق بعد 200 أصبح يعني بصره ضعيف جدا، جسمه نحيل. أيضا هو مقيد على السرير طوال النهار والليل، مقيد اليد أو الرجل. هذا الأمر أيضا أمر صعب على الأسير على أن يبقى مستلقيا على ظهره طوال الوقت، لا يستطيع الحركة يمنة أو شمالا بسبب هذه القيود، والمنع الأسير من الحراك خلال فترة النهار إلا فترة بسيطة وقليلة جدا. إسرائيل تضغط عليه بكافة الوسائل والطرق، في المقابل لا حكومة لا قنصل يزوره. أيضا حتى بالكلمات، يعني على مستوى إنه الآن مرينا بمناسبة عيد الأضحى، إسرائيل توجه له التهنئة والمباركة، يعني تهنئه بالعيد المسلمين، وحكومتنا بالمقابل لا تسأل. فهي أيضا حتى بالكلمات تستفز الأسير.
والله أنا بطلب من رب العالمين إن شاء الله يا رب الفرج قريب لهم لجميع الأسرى هنا على وبلاش كل أحرار العالم إنه وقفوا معنا وقت يعني صمود ومع علاء وإن شاء الله يا رب نفك أسرهم يا رب.
رسالتي يعني راح تكون موجهة إلى طرفين، الطرف الأول الحكومة الأردنية والشارع الأردني. رسالتي لهم إنه يعني دائما أبدا أقول لهم للمسؤولين خاصة والرؤساء والمسؤولين أن كل راع مسؤول عن رعيته، وأن كل شخص موقوف مسؤول أمام رب العالمين عن كل أمانة بين أيديه. فهؤلاء يعني الرؤساء والحكام والمسؤولين في البلد كلهم مسؤولين أمام رب العالمين، بدي يحطوا بس مخافة رب العالمين أمام أعينهم في بذل كل الجهود اللي يستطيعوها في تقديم الدعم ومن أجل الضغط على إسرائيل في بيننا اتفاقيات معاهدات سلام. بإمكانهم أنهم يضغطوا على إسرائيل، يحطوا جانب إنه إسرائيل ما حدا بقدر لها، حدا يعني ما بعرف، يعني دائما إنه إسرائيل هم الكل بخاف من إسرائيل، إنه مين بده يقدر لإسرائيل مين بده يحكي. بالعكس يعني إسرائيل هي هي رمز لكل الجبن. بالعكس هي يعني ليست شجاعة. أنا بحب إنه يكون الناس كلهم أقوياء يواجهوا إسرائيل بالكلمة، إنهم يضغطوا عليها بالاتفاقيات والمعاهدات اللي بيننا من أجل تحرير كل الأسرى الفلسطينيين، أن يضعوا كل الرؤساء العرب أيديهم بيد واحدة، يد الله مع الجماعة. لو حطوا كل إيديهم بإيدين مع بعض سوف ينتصروا على السجان وينتصروا على إسرائيل. رسالتي إلى العالم كأجمع، بحب أنهم هي رسالة إلى كل حر، كل إنسان يستطيع أو يجد في نفسه المبادرة، يجد في نفسه الاستطاعة أن يقدم شيء من أجل الأسرى ولو بكلمة، في وسائل الإعلام، في الوسائل الإلكترونية.
ما بدنا نحكي له لا إنك تفك إضرابك ولا إنك تستمر بإضرابك، هو ما أدرى مصلحته لعلاء، مع إنه إحنا كثير تعبانين نفسيا من الوضع اللي عايش فيه علاء، بس والله نفتخر فيه الحمد لله.
نفتخر بك ونعتز بك ونرفع رأسنا عاليا، نفتخر بأنك أسير حملت هم الأمة وحملت هم الأسرى. أقول لهم فصبر جميل والله المستعان، بصمودك إن شاء الله بإذن الله سوف ينال الفرج والحرية.
Okay, so you're with Luna Live Media Network, with Luna right now. The video that we just seen is for Alaa Hammad, and we'll be speaking with Ayat and Siraj Davis today about Alaa. And we have them here with us. If you're on the Ustream channel, I am with technical support as we speak. The in and out will stop, hopefully, as their techs find out what is going on here. We had this little bit of problem the last time we were live, but I'm going to bring in if you have 1 second. Hold on, I'm going to answer one of our people who will be with us interviewing today. Okay, we have Ayat and we have Siraj here. I'm going to have each of them introduce themselves, starting with ladies first. Ayat. Ayat, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about yourself and what we'll be speaking about today, please.
Okay. I would like to thank you first for giving me this chance to be online with you. My name is Ayat Siraj. I'm an activist from Jordan, and I'm speaking here on the behalf of Alaa Hammad family. Um, Hopefully, we will raise the awareness about his case and let the whole world listen and hear the voice of justice, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, Siraj, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Right here.
My brother, we've been on a few interviews, so I accordingly honor you being here again, and go ahead and let you introduce yourself, brother.
My name is Siraj Davis. I'm a teacher of English, former political lobbyist and organizer with several human rights organizations, a freelance journalist, and an author.
Okay. We have just a little technical issue with Ayat. She's hearing 3 voices.
Yeah, actually, I can hear echo.
Do you have the Luna Live page up or the Ustream page up with yourself? And make sure that you have both of those pages muted.
Okay, that's the problem. I'm not so good in technical issues, so
Yes.
it's my fault, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. We've had these issues before. It's not just you, it's everybody. I've even done it. I've had a page open because we do have, and I'll just explain to the audience, we have chats in here so that you can come and chat and interact with me and the interviewers. So I'm always encouraged for both pages to be open. But if your internet connection slows down, it's better to use the Ustream one. Like I said, we're having a little bit of technical issues with the feed running in and out, but it looks like they've fixed it because I haven't seen it come off.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're here today for Alaa. He's on a hunger strike. Today is 183 days
Yeah.
that he has not ate. Ayat, would you like to go into detail, give us some more information about Brother
Alaa.
Ahmed?
Okay. Alaa Hammad is on open-ended hunger strike since the 2nd of May 2013. Today marks the day 183 consecutive days of his hunger strike. He missed every meal in these days, and he is living on water and salt and some vitamins. Most of the days he rejects the vitamins. As a protest for the humiliation that Israeli jailers um, doing on him. So Alaa Hammad was born in Jerusalem, city in Palestine, he was born in 1978, lived a very peaceful life with his family. He is a father of 6 children. Um, he is a father of 6 children, 3 boys, 3 daughters. He was living a very peaceful life until he decided to go to Jerusalem. He lives in Jordan, by the way. He has Jordanian citizenship, just like me. And he was going to visit his homeland. And there, in 2006, and there he was arrested for no crimes. He was accused with multiple charges, silly charges for Alaa, for a Palestinian citizen who came to Palestine for the first time. So he was forced to acknowledge these charges under the torture practices and threats against him. These charges, he has multiple charges, as I said. First, thinking of kidnapping an Israeli soldier. How is thinking is considered as charges? That happens only in Israel. The second is having an exchange and contacting a hostile country, which is Syria. As I said, he was forced to acknowledge these charges. Now we don't know what Alaa is being kept for, as his so-called confessions was extracted under torture, which no country in the world apart from Israel will accept this as valid. So now he finished 7 years. He served 7 years in jails, in Israeli jails. He was moved from prison to another during these 7 years. Now he finished the 2/3 of his sentence, which is 12 years. He was sentenced 12 years. He served 7 years of them, and by the Israeli laws, he should be set free these days. So why Alaa Hammad went through this hunger strike? Because the Israeli jailers have already, like the 5,000 Palestinian prisoners who are kept in Israeli jails. He was under routinely torture. He was deprived from his human rights, basics and fundamentals human rights, who should be respected and protected. The first 6 years of his arrest, he was deprived from any contact with his family, except from some letters every 3 months. Whereas these practices from Israel prison services considered as a violation of Geneva Convention. So he went through many hunger strikes in order to allow to contact his family. He is not asking for something big or for his freedom. He was asking for contact with his family, which is one of his fundamental rights. Afterwards, his mother was allowed to visit him every 6 months because she carries the Jerusalemite identity. But his sons and his wife did not see him since 7 years. Now, Alaa Hammad, as I said, finished 7 years of his sentence. According to Israeli laws, he has to be out with his outside the jail bars. But so he decided to go through his hunger strike, his open-ended hunger strike. Since he started, I'm going to go through his trip or his journey with the hunger strike since the 2nd of May. Since the first day he started his strike, he was with the other 4 Jordanian prisoners, but since the first day, the jailers started a strategy with them, some practices, forced eating practices. They deprived them from salt. The salt is the material that is needed for the hunger striker to stay alive for a long time, because salt is one of the most important material during this strike. So they started to humiliate them. They put them into a solitary confinement, just to cut their, to force him and the other Palestinian strikers to stop their or end their strike. But he was very brave to resist. He was saying either freedom or murdered. Yeah, the prisoners club who are responsible to provide advocacy services sent Fawaz Shnoudi, is the first lawyer. He was assigned to follow his case, to Alaa case. So he was visiting him every 10 days. His health status was deteriorating. His weight loss is his weight is he's losing weight every day, and he can't walk. His vision is also deteriorating. He has some blood tests shows some blood in the urine, which is a condition, a serious indicate a serious condition in the kidneys. His heart beats is irregular because of the long time without food or any supplements. So Alaa Hammad moved to solitary confinement, as I said. For everyone who doesn't know what's solitary confinement in Israeli jails, they are very small cells without a window, with a bathroom inside. He is cut from human communication. There is a medical negligence. They never give them any medical services, plus the humiliation all the day long. Then Fawaz Shnoudi was giving him some advocacy papers, and he was contacting his family to reassure them on his health status, until the jailers decided that Fawaz Shnoudi, his lawyer, is prevented from visiting Alaa Hammad. Why? Because he is transferring information to Alaa from his family. The thing that they accused the lawyer that it's a crime. So he was prevented to go there and visit Alaa Hammad. So the contact with Alaa Hammad stopped 12 days. We didn't know how is his health going. So imagine his mother and his family and his wife, they didn't have any clue. Is he hungry? Is he dead? Is he alive? This was a torture for them, very provoking for the supporters here in Jordan. Until the prisoner club sent another lawyer. So I just called Az Jabarin, the lawyer, today, and he told me that his health situation is very critical. He lost 30 kilograms of his weight. He's suffering from a severe pain in all his body, especially the legs. He can't walk. And he has a severe headache and burning pain in the stomach. And before a few months was the last time he visited, a doctor visited him, or any laboratory test. He'd been through a laboratory test. So the last test showed a blood in urine. Nowadays, for sure, the kidneys are about to shut down. So he can't see well further than 1.5 meters, as he said. Instead of taking care of Alaa Hammad, what did the jailers do? Today, he's under very tight security procedures, especially with regard to going to the water cycle, the bathroom, and changing clothes. Plus, he is shackled in both hands and feet while he is in bed. And imagine when he want to go to the bathroom, he must take an approval from the security officer in the jail, and that's always take about 20 minutes. Can you imagine that? So this is a real torture. That's everything that we know about Alaa for today. We wish that Alaa Hammad will have his victory, inshallah, and he will get the demands which are his rights at the first place.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Wow. Um, you use the word imagine, and I know for myself and probably for all the viewers that when you say this, automatically those images from your description give me the chills. As an activist myself, uh, it's very hard not to be passionate and get angry to hear these things. Um, any civilized person would. If you don't have some kind of compassion or heart to know that another human being is going through something as this, then something's wrong. And I'm speaking in general to the public, to the world, as we broadcast. If you don't have some kind of compassion in this, in listening to Ayat describe what this human being is going through, um, then there's something wrong with your head, your mind, your heart. Um,
Your humanity.
your humanity. Because I know here in the U.S. and yes, there are a lot of things that human rights go bad about on prisoners here. But to put a human being through this kind of torture and this kind of treatment in any prison, any jail, for any reason, whether they've committed a crime or not, they're still human beings, and they're already serving what it is they call their sentence. Um, I, I'm just going to say one thing before I hand it over to Siraj, is that to the listeners, again, I want you to put any kind of doubt in your mind to the side for a minute. Just have an open mind and listen to the fact that, or accept the fact that this is a human being. Regardless of anything else, this is a human being. He's not eating. His kidneys are shutting down. Um, any person who's trying to protest something for themselves by not eating, and we're not going to take this call right now. Any person who is trying to protest something for themselves, for justice, is not going to stop eating for 183 days. Come on now. Siraj, with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you speak and give your introduction on your thoughts, and then we'll discuss all together some more about what's going on here with the brother who needs some help.
Inshallah.
Meshi, go ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, the way I look at it is we're helping a Palestinian prisoner here trying to get out of jail, but in reality, we're also helping Israel, but Israel doesn't realize it. When you place certain situations like this up in the media light so everybody can see it, and you're complaining about the treatment of a prisoner in jail, and you're demanding his release, and you're demanding justice, the normal reaction by the extreme right politicians in Israel are, well, we need to shut them up or do something to reprimand this individual or group of individuals because they're embarrassing us. But no, we're really helping them because, I've studied counterinsurgency for 8 years all across the board from various contexts and different regions. And counterinsurgencies, the groups that spark these insurgencies, they feed off of war, they feed off of poverty, and they also feed off of a lack of equality and injustice. So In this case, you have a specific case of injustice. So if the government of Israel doesn't fix that, then it's digging its own hole. And it doesn't realize that with peace, on the issue of peace, the people that are complaining and the ones they view as making it hard for them are in actuality trying to help them push them alongside the path to peace. So these issues like with Alaa Hammad and the other Palestinian prisoners in jail, until they release them and provide some justice, they're adding on to their own problems. They're making their own situation worse. It's not going to get any better. It's not getting any better. And sadly, this is just another tragic case of people without emotions and humanity running in the halls of Israeli Congress or Parliament, whatever kind of government they have, that is making it worse for themselves and not really resolve the situation. And it's interesting I'm hearing about this case because this case has some relation with the Ziad Yagi case I'm fighting for. So now we see that you can't even travel to Al-Quds or Jerusalem with safety because the next thing you know, you'll be arrested for bogus charges, tortured in prison, and may never see your family again. So what kind of message does that send to all the constituents of monotheistic religions across the world? If you get on the bad side of Israel and you happen to take a trip to the Holy Land, a land that is special to all people who believe in the monotheistic religions, you could get picked up, handcuffed, thrown into jail, and next thing you know, you may never see your family again. I don't think that's safety. I don't think that's normalcy. I don't think that's equality. And no government can survive with situation and conditions like that. Period. And then when I look at the case I'm taking care of in Gaza camp, in regards to the torture, I hope there's some good people in Jordan that realize that I'm actually helping them. By leaving or allowing some injustice to not be addressed, that pain doesn't go away. It sticks in the hearts and the minds of people who've been victimized. And as a result, later on, what it does is immediately creates a political vacuum. And groups that are not so friendly to the governments, the law enforcement, and the people in control, they fill that political vacuum. They come in and they say, we'll provide you the justice if you can't get the justice from your acting government or acting power. So Alaa Hammad is just another case. It's a situation where it's a political vacuum amongst so many innocent people who've been harmed by Israeli policies. And until Israel can resolve that, the real activists on the ground, people like me and Alaa and others, we can't help them. They're going to continue this counterinsurgency of theirs, and they're going to waste U.S. tax dollars. They're going to waste their own money, and they're going to see it's going to continue and continue, and it's not going to stop. And I have done research on this. I've done very thorough research on this. I have researched insurgencies and how they progressed for hundreds of years, specifically African American insurgency for freedom from slavery, and it never stopped. No matter how harsh the Southern government punished the slaves, 10 or 20 years later, the rebellions increased in number, they increased in organization, and they continued for hundreds of years until the Civil War. Now we always in the South and the North. No. According to the statistics, the mathematical statistics, slave rebellions increased in tenacity, in number, until the Civil War. At the moment of the Civil War, you had it just total in comparison to the beginning of slavery in America. And you see the same in the Israeli-Palestine conflict. From the beginning of the conflict up to about the first Intifada, there was a total of the average number of Israelis killed were 51 per month. That's not what the math proves. Now, since the first Intifada until now, there have been 71 Israeli deaths per year. So the yearly average has increased 20. So we've put all this money into it. We've put all these guns into it. What use has it done? It's done nothing. The violence has increased. Deaths have increased. In fact, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is following the exact same phenomena I recorded in the African American struggle to end slavery. It's following the same phenomena in the Vietnam conflict. It's following the same phenomena all across the board. And the thesis in my first book, and one I'm going to bring up on your show, these rights, and no government has the right to take that from us. No government has the right to kill us for no reason. No government has the right to put us in jail for no reason. And that's what Israel has done to these Palestinian prisoners. And that's what they've done to Alaa Hammad. And until the thick-headed skulls of the people that are influencing Israeli policy and their backers in the U.S. realize that, sadly and unfortunately, there's no pathway to peace. And I've told congressmen, I've told senators this, I've worked with them in the U.S., and they don't want to listen to me. And sadly, I'm just recording prove later that I was right, and they were wrong. So in this case, all we can do is continue to struggle to get this innocent man out of jail. And unfortunately, the Israeli government's going to dig a hole deeper for themselves. And it's just sad to see them do this.
Yes, it is. Wasn't it just the other day that they let 26 prisoners out of prison and let
Yeah,
go?
that's correct.
Well,
Yes,
So we do have
directly from Luna, directly to the Israeli government. You missed a cell. You forgot the keys to a cell for Brother Allah, and you need to rethink this, because how many more political prisoners do we need to go onto a hunger strike and almost lose their life? They're not joking. You know they're not joking. And I know on this broadcast people might think, well, why is she directing this to the Israeli government? Because I know they're listening. They always are. It's not a conspiracy, it's a fact. So to you, I say that you forgot the keys to one cell a couple of days ago, and this man should have been let out of your prison and be able to have just the basic things that he's asking you for. He's not an animal, he's a human being. And this human being has a mother, a father, children, and a wife. Children, he has children. So you victimize all these people. And he has many supporters also. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop pushing this. We're not going to stop asking you to let him go. He's not going to stop his hunger strike until two things. Either you comply with what he asks you to comply with, which is not asking very much, or he becomes a martyr. Then he's even more glorified. So we need to rethink some things. Even if you can negotiate. If you can negotiate to release 26 prisoners, then you can negotiate to do something to relieve the pain and suffering that our brother is under right now. You know, Siraj, and I keep thinking about what you said, Siraj, that this continuously goes on. We have more than just one hunger striker, and no one is more important than the other. And I just want to mention this because we can only take on one thing at a time, and the ones that are worse, the supporters of these people have to take on one at a time. But there's many of them. Am I correct?
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes as being an activist, sometimes you just, and I'm sure both of you know, you just get sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same thing. This is nothing against the Israeli people, but your government is jacked up. More so,
It's true.
I am an American. And to know that my jacked up country government, not the people, not all Americans. There's good and bad in every country around the world. But the governments are the people in my country that we put in there. Now, not all countries have this opportunity to say who leads them and who don't. But in my country, we do. So also with that, as I direct to Israel government, I direct also to my own government. Stop supporting this crap that these people are doing to others. And using my tax dollars and other Americans that don't agree with this tax dollars to put suffering in other human beings, to treat them like animals. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Voices are not going to stop. They're just going to get louder. And as they keep making these misconduct against human beings, the more voices you're going to hear. What is it that we can do? Because there's a couple of other issues that I want to go on to, if you all don't mind. And I'd like to get both of your input on this. What is it that we can do for our brother right now? What needs to be done for the Jordanian government to listen and start helping, because he is from Jordan. All he wants to do is go home. The Israeli government needs to be listening. If you're going to take the responsibility of incarcerating innocent people and treating them like crap, then you can start listening to the world. You owe us that. The United States government, the same. Because you do have Americans who do not support your supporting people who are occupying people, killing people, torturing people, and abusing people, and stealing people's land. So that's a fact. So what is it, sister and brother, that the public can do to help our brother? Let's start with you, Ayat.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Thank you. For me, I can see that the biggest problem here, the ignorance of the media. When the whole tragedy goes on, nobody's talking about it. Nobody is ever mentioning one hunger striker in any newspaper worldwide. They are, if there's an animal who's been mistreated, the whole world will talk about him, and there will be a lot of noise about this issue. But when it comes to human rights, which are the most important issues, and because it's Palestinian issue or because it's pro-Palestinian issues, nobody's talking about it. So here we are here with you, Luna, today. Thank God we're here with you, trying to raise awareness. We want the Alaa voice to the voice of his stomach, his hungry stomach, to raise the hearts of all over the world, supporters all over the world. This is the biggest challenge here for us as his family and his supporter here. For us, we are campaigning for him since the day he started his hunger strike, and we were protesting in Jordan for like more than 169 protests. Sometimes we protested at the same day twice in different places. Imagine how was that tiring for the old ages and the families, the old ages of the families. Imagine how was that bad under the burning sun during Ramadan for the children who were moving from one protest to another protest for their father. That was a real torture for us, but still, who gives us the power? Alaa Hammad. When he's hanging on there, refusing and breaking the jailers, he's not complying with any of their threats. He has his own will. He decided to go through the hunger strike until his freedom. to get his freedom, and he's determined. He doesn't easy to break. He's not an easy to break person, and this is how we get the strength from. You get me? So he been through a long journey of torture and humiliation and, let's say, human rights violation, and he's still hanging on there strong, and uh, that's what we should fight for. That he is a strong man, he is a hero, he deserves to be supported, he deserves to be free, because if we looked at it from the beginning, we don't know what did Alaa Hammad did to be kept 7 years in jail. If you are being tortured and your private parts are being electrocuted, your family are brought, you are threatened to brought your family in front of you in prison and rape your little daughters, then you are going to sign these papers of confession. Believe me, you will sign it, whatever charge you choose, it was chosen for you. So Alaa Hammad is still strong, and he was in his the last. He had a letter for the supporters. He is thanking everyone who stand up for him, who speak up his issue. So that's we are starting from there. Alaa Hammad needs all the free souls to support him. How? By we are running a big campaign, global campaign, starting from London, USA, and Spain. Maybe they will us. We are going to arrange for a big demonstrations. He joined this demonstration in more than one country. Hopefully, USA will join us, inshallah, in the day 200, because on November, I guess 12th of November, he will mark 200 days of his hunger strike. And if we are very lucky to protest while he's alive, so let's hope he will hang on there until the day 200. And we are running a daily Twitter storm in like 1 hour of Twitter, condense and tweeting about Alaa Hammad to hit a worldwide trend. We were successful to have a worldwide trend for the last 11 days. In our time, it's from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Jordan time. I don't know in USA. What would be Siraj? Siraj?
Yeah.
10 p.m. in USA. What's the time in USA?
We're 7 hours behind, so it's 12:48 p.m.
12:48 p.m. So we are.
Yeah.
I'm here inviting you, all people are listening to me, to join us in the Twitter storm, to follow our hashtag and try to trend it, because the media. This is one way to get the attention of the media. And besides that, as I told you, the protests, just the flyers are on the flyers about Alaa Hammad, spreading his cause, whatever, to let Alaa Hammad's story reach the biggest amount of people, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So,
Siraj, I'll go ahead and let you give your last, not your last, but give your input about what people can do to help this brother, and just let people know, what you've seen and what you've been helping out with also.
well, every little bit counts. People sometimes discount or exclude even the tiniest of efforts, and that's totally contrary to um, what they should be doing. They should be thinking every bit counts. Even if they think that it doesn't help, it does. Because if you're if you're struggling and it's very difficult path that you're traveling in order to ascertain justice, then what you have to do is every little tiny bit of effort you can give. This is your jihad. This is your struggle. And it doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what happens to you. If you truly believe in God, if you truly believe in justice, then regardless of what wealth you lose, or what harm comes to you, or what happens in your daily life, you're going to give what you can in order to ascertain what the majority of the people perceive as justice. So I would say do everything you can. Join the Twitter storms by Ayat, if you can. Ayat, when do you have those Twitter storms? Every Thursday?
Every day, it's a daily Twitter storm
What
because,
time? Between time?
as I told you, it's 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Jordan time.
Now, can you tell everybody what they can do in order to join this effort?
Yes, we are gathering the supporters for 10 p.m. and we start tweeting exactly at 10. All we are doing is tweeting
Okay, and
about
who do you
Ayat.
target when you tweet?
We are targeting the public figures, the media, like the BBC, CNN, the people who should talk about human rights, and they are ignoring it, totally ignoring it. Some like Jordanian government, the queen, the king, anyone can help. So we are
Yeah, I think
targeting human rights as well.
yeah, I think that's also something else, Luna, is the fact that grassroots activists like us, people from the bottom, working with the people directly on the ground, and sometimes we have frustration because the people who are always on TV, always on the radio, the big names, sometimes they're busy. They have a lot to do. Uh, I think that Israel right now is engaging in a policy that it's replicated from Western pundits of current low-intensity conflict strategy. Basically, what Israel's trying to do is it's trying to punish for every rock that's being thrown. They're trying to make the punishment larger than what it should be. For every for every rocket that comes across the line into their territory, they're not only intending to inflict more damage in physical structure, but also in lives lost. So it's a typical coin or counterinsurgency doctrine. It was applied in the Vietnam conflict. It failed miserably. It was applied in the Afghanistan conflict. It failed miserably. And as you will see, I'll bet my reputation and credibility, it'll fail miserably again too. And the thing is I've been keeping up with who the Israeli government's been taking advice from. Some of their advisors have been from Iraq. So the same counterinsurgency that failed in Iraq and Afghanistan, they've been bringing those guys over to Israel, and they've been advising them on the same strategy. So I've been paying attention to who the Israeli government's asking advice from. So as I'm looking at these people whose names I'm very familiar with because I've studied counterinsurgency for 8 years, and I'm seeing these same idiots that they're talking to, I'm shaking my head while holding the palm of my head against my head, thinking, oh my God, this is the wrong person you should be speaking to. And then when I look at their policies on the ground, it's the same thing these idiots applied in Afghanistan, Iraq, and the Vietnam conflict. So it's not going to work. It's not working. And sadly, we just have to sit back and watch it just fail, you know. Exactly. It is. It shouldn't. No, it shouldn't even be happening. I mean, when you hear the utterance of torture of children, every human being with a beating heart, every follower of any religion that they uphold is to be a religion of peace, a religion of compassion, should immediately do something, anything, and everything they can to correct or fix the situation. We shouldn't have our future in jails being tortured. It breaks my heart. I take it personally because I believe in the people here in this region, and I wish the best for them. But damn it, after insult, we Americans, we're privileged. We don't have these things happen to our children. Imagine if it happened to your child or any of our children. I mean, we'd be up in arms. It'd be a war. Yeah. I agree. But I agree. And Alaa Hammad needs to be released. And, the price, we always complain about watching children die from bombs. And we post on Facebook and we share and we complain to our friends. I'm just, like you said, Sister Luna, we're all sick of it. And I'm sick of it. So now we need to start putting a high price on each and every child. And we need to take it to the fullest extent. One child is enough. One death is enough. It's enough. So, as an activist who's been struggling and fighting for Palestinian rights for 5 years, um, I've learned I've learned something special from these special people, Palestinians. They've taught me a lesson in life, and I can take it with me wherever I go. And there's no price for dignity. No price for dignity. And I learned that from the Palestinians. So what I'm going to do is, I've already talked to Ayat about it, is I'm going to run my dignity campaign. And we're going to coordinate with universities on both sides of the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, and we're going to hold multiple events at the same time. And we're going to do crazy things like drop flag banners in front of people's houses, uh, any and everything we can do. Some of the tactics like Code Pink, normal protests, publishing in the media. And as I said, some of those big names and famous people in television are my friends. And I respect them. And I know they're always on Al Jazeera, and I know they're always on RT News and Press TV. But Jenny, we grassroots activists are dealing with the people on the ground. We need your help. We need your names can bring attention to these issues, and these issues are driving us apart. And these issues are driving us apart, not only driving us apart, but eating us away on the inside. So I'm running my own dignity campaign, and we're going to raise our voice, and we're going to raise our activities for justice with these 16 prisoners that were tortured in Qaim Gaza here in Jordan. And we're going to free Ziad Yagi out of jail, and we're also going to take Alaa Hammad out of jail as well. And I'm prepared to do every and anything in order to make sure that people understand that there's no price to pay for justice, and there's no price to pay for dignity. Especially tortured.
Yeah.
You know, I come from a military. I come from a military and government family. My whole family has served the U.S. government and U.S. military. And one thing my father taught me after 30 years of being a Marine is he said no single person he can think of has ever survived torture. Uh, if you want me to say something and you're torturing me, khalas, I'll give you the whole shabab and whatever I can think of that my imagination could come up with. So basically, he said no one can be subdued to torture without just, but we do have those examples, such as Alaa Hammad, where he's surviving torture. And amazingly, I've never seen a human, a Westerner, if you torture me, I'm going to tell you whatever you want. I'll come up with some kind of story off of the cartoon movie Shrek, whatever you want to hear, yeah. But this Palestinian, Alaa Hammad, it's amazing. He's gone through how many days? 200, it's about 200 days of torture, and he won't sign a confession. He will not sign if this was me, I would have told you to give me that damn piece of paper and get me out of this jail, or just stop beating me and torturing me. We've got to give respect to the soldiers, to the heroes, the heroines out there. And my respect is for Alaa Hammad and his family. I cannot believe he's been subdued under 200 days of torture, and he's refused to sign a confession. So Sister Luna, as always, it's always a pleasure to be on your show. I've got to go because I've got a student who is begging me to help him with his TOEFL. I'm going to leave you with Ayat, and Ayat's going to sum up everything. But I look forward to being on your show again because, like I said, I'm starting my own dignity campaign, and it's going to get really interesting this year. So look forward to be on your show soon. Which Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, Siraj,
I'm
for your
gonna
time.
let y'all go. I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Bye bye.
No worries. It's been very interesting being with you and him. Uh, for me, I'm here representing Alaa's family. I've been with a meeting with her with his mother yesterday, and she said, "Please, Ayat, tell everyone in the world that as they have sons, I do have my son. I care about my son as every mom cares." So this is just touching my heart. This is a message that I should يعني spread the whole world. Palestinian women are strong, but still are mothers, still worried about their sons. Alaa Hammad's family deserve to, uh, to, to, to enjoy Eid with their son. His children deserve to grow up beside their father. So everyone in his position can make a difference. Just as simple as يعني sharing a post about Alaa Hammad is enough to let five, let's say, people know about his case. This is the message for all the free souls out there. Please support Alaa Hammad because he deserves to be free. Inshallah. inshallah. Let's hope for the best. So I wish I'm gonna be with you next time on your show. Thank you for all the listeners, and I would like to ask them to follow our Twitter storms helping Alaa Hammad. Thank you all. Yeah, Jordan time. I don't. Mhm. Join us and donate a tweet, and hopefully we're gonna help this one. It's my favorite life.